Hi, and welcome to this edition of Oxford Empowered. I'm Brenda Pearce, the Empowered Nurse, here to triage body, mind, and spirit, and show you and share with you the experts, the stories, the information that will empower you to make good life choices and live a healthier and happier life. So join us right after this, and we'll get on with the show. Welcome to this edition with Allie Ochs. She is an expert in electromagnetic frequencies, the problems, the solutions, and she's going to share a lot of information with us today that's going to help you to live a healthier and happier life. Welcome to the show, Allie.
Thank you, Brenda. So excited to have this opportunity to educate the public.
Absolutely. You know, this is what this is about, is a forum where we want to make sure that people know what the problems are, and so identifying what the problems are and helping them to understand what solutions there are. So we're solution-oriented. So, you know, I think this is a fabulous opportunity for you to share a little bit of your story and how electromagnetic frequencies, which are all around us, microwaves, cell phones, smart TVs, smart meters, and so much more. They're around us, they're part of our everyday life. We can't live without them now, but we don't know what the effects are. So share with us your story.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, apart from suffering from chronic conditions that 80% of the people in North America do suffer from, what was prevailing was depression, irritable bowel, right? I couldn't sleep, I had no energy, I couldn't think straight, this brain fog thing. Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had anxieties, I had quite often my heart was racing, right? So I was not a happy camper, and I was not a balanced person. And then, of course, just like most people, you reach out. You know, you try some pills to sleep, you do the milk and honey thing, and whatever there is.
Right.
Right? And you try nutritional supplements. And as a matter of fact, little did I know that today, there are so many people that suffer from hypersensitivity, electromagnetic hypersensitivity. They are sensitive to all the frequencies that we are bombarded with that are outside of the biological window of human cell frequencies.
Right. Well, lots of times people will say, "Oh, it's all in your head. You're just imagining this. You're, you know, this sort of thing. Oh, you're too tired. Oh, you're too stressed." But we are living in an environment these days that is being bombarded with all these unseen frequencies. That's like, it's almost like a roller derby kind of thing.
When I came in here to the Roger studio, I said to the nice gentleman, I said, "You guys have been Wi-Fi'd all day long, just like the rest of the world." Right? It's not just happening at Rogers. It's not just happening, you know, at Bell. It's happening in every company, in every household, because everybody, and it's the need to have wireless and other forms of radiation, in particular when it comes to telecommunication, is rooted in our psychological need to be connected, to do our business instantly, right? To have information at our fingertips. And to also, you know, when you want to use your cell phone, you want to have a good connection. Right?
Oh, we hate it when we go into a dark zone.
I know.
You know, like it's just like, oh no. But
so this is how we have learned to live, right? And you know, when you look at all the different sources that we are exposed to, most people think about the cell phone because there's been the most publicity, you know, brain tumors, breast cancers from women, young women. I go to the gym.
Right?
They've got it in their bra. You know, guys have it in their pocket. And everybody sort of has an idea that there might be a link, you know, between.
Maybe.
Just maybe. But I don't want there to be a link because I don't want to give up this kind of a lifestyle, this convenience, right?
Right.
And there was a $25 million study with results recently being released And it stated the results were, and it was with rats, right, which is fine. They have cells like you and I do.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit about the human cell and how it responds to both the good and the bad.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
the disrupting frequencies and the healing frequencies. So anyway, going back to this study, the results stated that in rats, wireless and other form of radiation causes tumors in the brain and the heart.
Wow.
Right?
Right.
So,
in the heart, yeah.
Yeah, or near the heart.
Wow.
Yeah. And the information of the impact and the dangers of our lifestyle, you know, the need and the exposure to wireless radiation, the information is readily available to everybody. Just go to one of my favorite websites, and a person that I truly admire for all the work she's done worldwide on EMFs, electromagnetic fields, is Dr. Magda Havas. She is a professor at the University of Trent, and her website is Magda.
So MAGDA.
Yes, Havas, HAVAS,
Right.
.com.
Okay, so magdahavas.com. We have her as a local expert. We have
Yeah.
a world-renowned scientist right there.
We do, and she has devoted her life and her passion to shed light and education on the impact of wireless and other forms of radiation. And people think, like, you know, this only relates to cell phones.
Right.
It doesn't.
No,
Right?
no, it's a very extensive problem.
Smart meters.
Yep.
Right? Living close to cell phone towers.
Yeah.
Cordless phones, light bulbs, our cars.
Yes.
Right? Working in wireless all day long.
Right.
Right, so we are literally being Wi-Fi'd. And in spite of the fact that this information is readily available, and the World Health Organization also predicts that by the year 2020, cancer will double.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
Close.
in large part, it is due to wireless and other forms of radiation. And so we could say, okay, if all this information is available, why aren't we listening? Right?
Exactly.
We don't want to give up the convenience.
No.
Right? And there's also another great website, you know, which is led by Frank Clegg, who is the former vice president of Microsoft Canada. And he started this years ago. And the goal of, or his crusade is to force company to produce safer technologies. Why? Isn't it ironic? Microsoft, Canada?
Right, exactly.
Because his wife suffered from electromagnetic hypersensitivity.
Wow.
So for her, that also included, you know, being hypersensitive to outlets in your wall.
Oh, wow.
Right? Yeah.
Just everything that we just take for granted, right?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
And so when you look at why are these frequencies harmful to us, we need to understand how they act on the human cell.
Right.
Right. And they produce a whole host of chronic diseases that our society is dealing with.
Yeah.
Right, and it creates symptoms, you know, like I was talking about some of them, you know, cardiovascular symptoms, depression, anxiety, hormone imbalances, sleep disorders,
Right.
learning disability, infertility, tumors,
Wow.
right,
Just covers the gamut.
anxieties, right, and not just in us, but in our children, baby monitors, right?
Right, right.
Right. And also in young children that have never given their consent to be exposed to that.
Right. That's it. It just goes on and on. It's just like the technology arrived and just flooded.
Flooded.
Yeah.
And you know what, Brenda? No matter what we do here, it's not going away.
No.
Nobody wants it to go away.
No.
People just tell me what I can do, right? And when you look at what you can do as an individual, it should start in your bedroom. And that's also what Magda Havas recommends, Dr. Magda Havas. You know, that is where we can make the most changes.
Right.
Because we spend a lot of time.
We do. We spend the majority of our life in our bedroom, right? You know.
Yeah.
You know, so it is true that we are in an environment that isn't going to change. It's like a fishbowl.
Yep.
We can't live without the water of the Wi-Fi. And I just wonder if we could do a little demonstration right now just to show people the effect of what a cell phone can do in your hand.
Yeah, if you want to stand up.
Yeah, I'll do that.
We can do it standing up.
Okay.
So usually what I do is if you lift your arm out.
Okay.
Right, and really, really strong.
Okay.
You're a strong woman.
I'm strong.
Very. I'm also very strong.
Yes, you are. You've been weightlifting.
Okay, so now you grab...
can see the strength and the resistance is there,
right? So now you grab your cell phone.
So here's my cell phone, okay? So we all have these. We have them on our bodies somewhere, okay? So I'm going to hold my cell phone, and I'm going to go, and I'm pushing as hard as I can.
Really do.
Okay. Oh!
See?
It weakens.
So if, and you know why? Because the cell phone has very, very high frequencies.
Right.
So if I had something now that had lower frequencies, you know, you would still have the impact of weaker muscle, but not to that extent, because this is huge.
It was like, and I was really pushing, you know, like it's
and it's nothing to do with, you know, whether I'm strong or not, but it weakens our muscles. So what else does it weaken? Our immune system, our defenses, right?
Yeah.
And why does it do that?
Why?
Why?
Yes.
Because our human cells, and you have 75 trillion of them, as I do, right?
Right.
Give me 5.
Okay.
We are the same.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. And this is true, you know, for everybody.
Right.
And when you have 75 trillion cells, they have a particular frequency.
Right.
And the frequency range is between 0.5 and 28 hertz. That's it. And if you think about the magnetic field of the Earth, the frequency is within that range.
Right.
Anything outside of that has an impact. So this is how we divide the healthy, healing frequencies, natural frequencies that your cells can recognize and resonate with.
Right.
And harmful frequencies beginning at 28 hertz and upward to 1900 gigahertz, 2000 gigahertz for a cell phone. Right?
Wow. And with that, we're going to have to take a break, and join us right back after this break. Welcome back. Our guest today is Allie Ochs, and we're talking about something that is around us, the electromagnetic frequencies from our cell phones, microwaves, cell phone towers, what we drive in cars that have a GPS. We're wired, and we're in this fishbowl of life that has this technology all around us. How are we going to deal with it? Now, before the break, we were talking about good frequencies and bad frequencies. We did some muscle testing to show you. I'd love for you to try this with your family members and really experience this for yourself. So welcome back to this segment, and
Thank you.
Allie.
Thank you again.
Let's carry on with what the problem is and the solutions.
The problem is we are Wi-Fi'd.
Yes.
We are in a soup of electrosmog that is affecting our cells. We have 75 trillion cells.
Yes.
And our human cells have a particular frequency, ranges 0.5 to 28 hertz, as we already established, right?
Yeah.
And anything that surrounds us outside of that biological window of human cell frequencies affects our cells.
Right.
Because our cells cannot resonate with it.
Right.
Right? And it impairs cell function, causing a whole host of civilization diseases, as we call them.
Right.
Like, for instance, let's take an example, fibromyalgia. Everybody in Canada or in North America, you know, that has pain all over falls into this catch-all phrase.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it's only been around for the last 15, 20 years.
Right.
Right.
Nobody knows where fibromyalgia comes from, and nobody knows what to do about it. Correct? You're a nurse.
Yep.
Right?
Symptom management's the best we can do right now. There's no cure.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we could talk about how this is the case with many diseases. Our entire medical system is built around symptoms.
Symptom management.
Driven by the pharmaceutical companies who have to satisfy their shareholders by showing a profit.
Yeah.
If you get people healthy, you can't show a profit.
That's right.
Correct?
Exactly.
So, and I'm not, I'm not anti-pharmaceutical or anti-doctors or anything,
No.
right?
But these symptoms are cropping up. They're really
Yes.
real. We're aging faster. We're living longer, but we're aging faster.
Yeah.
And even though we're living longer, our quality of life is not necessarily any better.
No.
You know, with Alzheimer's and cognitive decline, all the different cancers.
Aches, arthritis, osteoporosis, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia. So in Japan, they don't call it fibromyalgia.
Oh.
They call it magnetic field deficiency syndrome.
Oh.
And to make a long study short, they found that when they move people out of that environment into an environment where there are no cell phone towers, where there's no Wi-Fi,
Right.
none of that, and they are barefoot, right, connected, grounded to the magnetic field of the earth, their symptoms go away.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Isn't there something we can learn from that?
Absolutely.
And no, we can't all pack up and go to the beach and live at the beach, right? We can't. But there are things we can do to protect ourselves and reduce our exposure and our distance from wireless and other forms of radiation in our environment.
Right.
And ideally, it would start in your bedroom, which is what Dr. Magda Havers recommends.
Right.
You do first because you spend 8 hours ideally every night, or 10, 7, in your bedroom, right?
Yeah.
So in this bedroom, don't have a computer,
Okay.
no cell phone,
Right.
or turn it into airplane mode. Make sure that cell phones, even if you have a computer that you turn off, make sure all your gadgets, technologies, and electronics are at least 1 meter away from your bed
Oh, okay.
in all directions. No baby monitors, right?
Wow.
And if you have a smart meter, don't sleep in a room that is closest to the smart meter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that technology is really invading our homes.
Yeah. And turn off your router.
Oh, turn the router off.
Yes.
Okay.
So you don't have these frequencies going around in your bedroom. So that is one thing. I mean, it's very difficult for a teenager to do because they probably go all night.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the cell phone, put it in airplane mode when you don't use it. And if you have to use it, text before you talk. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, it drives me crazy. I hate it. I don't belong to this generation. For me, life was good when Apple and BlackBerry were just fruits.
Yeah,
right?
yes, exactly.
That's how I like life. Right?
They were
But
antioxidants.
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
But now everybody's like this, and I hate it, right? Because I'm just not from that generation. But when I'm realistic, it is healthier to text than it is to talk on your phone. And if you have to talk on your phone, speakerphone.
Right. Have it how far away usually?
As far as you can.
Okay.
And if you have to yell loud enough, then you know what happens? Your phone calls cut short.
Yes, exactly.
And that's a good thing, right? That's good.
Exactly.
So, these are the things we can do. Now, when we go to work, and when we work at beautiful places like Rogers, you can't help it, but you are surrounded,
Yeah.
right? So, what can you do?
Yes, please tell us.
You can use beneficial frequencies, such as a pulsed electromagnetic field system, like we have here, right?
Yeah.
And what that does is it delivers the natural human frequencies between 0.5 and 28 hertz.
Oh.
And it's like a whole body mat system with resonance frequencies that are pulsating. And when you lie on it for 8 minutes, you restore your cell function.
8 minutes, that's all you need. Wow.
You restore your cell function. And, you know, there are studies about pulsed electromagnetic fields, 20,000 on PubMed, more than on aspirin.
Wow.
Why do people not know that?
Yeah.
Because aspirin and all the pharmaceutical companies advertise.
Oh,
We
right,
don't.
Right.
They advertise because once they get you hooked on a drug, refill. This is their source of revenue.
Right.
Somebody that manufactures a PEMF system, the idea is to give you, as the consumer, control over your health on the cell level.
Right.
Right? So you can restore cell function and you can counteract some of the effects of wireless radiation.
Right.
And when you get well, you own a system, you buy it once. Right? There's no refill, there's no user fee, none of that.
Right.
Right? Very, very different concept because PEMF deals with the cause and not the symptom.
Right.
Right?
Well, the thing is, though, too, these systems that you are talking about are actually helpful for anybody who's already going through the ravages of EMF frequency diseases. Can actually reverse some of the problems that people are experiencing.
That's right.
And not only that, but help you to have a much more natural sleep at night, right?
Yeah, people have more energy, they're more balanced when they use the PEMF. I've been on it for 11 years.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
So they sleep better, they have more focus, they have more energy, like I already said, right? And they are more motivated and they're much more balanced.
Right.
Right. So these are the immediate effects,
Right.
and these are also preventative things that you would do, reverse impaired cell function.
Right.
You know, your cells are under siege all day long. So by using 8 minutes on a PEMF system, you reverse cell function. And you can also look at Dr. Magda Havers' website, how she can show with dark field blood analysis, you know, what happens to your cells in 8 minutes when you are on beneficial frequency. So she also makes a case for that, right? And she doesn't have one of our systems. It doesn't mean she endorses it, because among others, she tried a lot of them and she does research with them. It just happens that the IMIS, which is also one of our systems, is the only whole body mat system in Canada that has received the medical device license to reduce pain and aches and increase blood circulation, which is at the root of every disease.
Yes,
right?
Yes, exactly.
So, and this is also, you know, for companies, the cheapest investment they can make in their employees, because they don't cost a lot.
Compared to what the cost of employee illness and long-term disability.
And.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know that better than I do because you're in that field, right?
Right.
And I brought one with me, which is the Omnium, and I know what people are going to say. Oh, well, Allie, now you have a tablet. You've been talking all this time, so now you have a tablet. What the hell, right?
Exactly.
So this is not in order. It's a functioning tablet like any other tablet.
Yes.
But the PEMF application and brainwave entrainment application, you can also improve brain function.
Right. Wow.
You do not need to be online.
Oh.
Because
wow.
you own the application. The purpose, and this is the only Android-based system in the world, the purpose of it being on a tablet, that it is easily upgradable,
right,
and it allows you, just like your phone, once it's charged, you can use it anywhere.
Oh, nice, nice.
You don't have to be plugged in to an outlet. You know, you can use it anywhere in your house. You can use it on the boat, you can use it on the train, on the plane, at the boat, in an RV, at a show, at work. And ultimately, I mean, I started in this industry 11 years ago, and people called me oh my God, here she comes again with her mat. You know, it was like
voodoo.
Yeah, voodoo machine, like one of her things, right?
Right.
But I'm happy to say that we have helped 1 million people worldwide so far.
Wow.
Yeah, we're all
incredible.
over the world.
Nice.
We're like an underground industry, right? For those who want to take care of their health on the cell level
Yep.
and counteract some of the wireless and other forms of radiation in their environment, because it's not going away.
No.
It's like a Russian roulette, right?
Yeah.
Some people say it's the next cigarette, but there are no non-smoking rooms available.
No smoking guns here.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's really important for us to really get a grasp on the problem. And, you know, people are going to be going and thinking about, okay, what you've mentioned all these different things. I've got some of these. I've got aches and pains. I'm not sleeping well at night.
Most people.
Exactly.
I know. And my personal website would be PEMFglobal.com. And Allie Ochs on Facebook. I'm all over Facebook as well. And I love to connect with you, and I'm happy to answer detailed questions and give you more pointers and research and information should you wish.
Yeah, we can't live without the technology, but let's live with it in a healthy, wonderful way.
That's right.
Thank you, Allie, for being a part of our show today. And I really wish you continued success in your mission to educate people all over the world on the problems and the
I
solutions.
love doing it. Makes a big difference in people's lives.
Yes, absolutely. So that concludes this episode of Oxford Empowered. Please like us on Facebook and join us again. And if you wish to communicate with us, you can find us at oxfordempowered@gmail.com. Thanks for being with us, and live empowered, be inspired.